Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. My name is Jared Budlong. I am running for governor in Alabama as a write-in, independent, unaffiliated candidate. And today is Saturday. It's roughly 10 o'clock, and we are going to have a field operations meeting. TikTok, thanks for joining us. This is an open internal meeting. We stream these publicly. If you haven't seen one of these before, we do things different because we believe in transparency. So we have our meetings publicly. Whether people think we should or not, we do it anyway because I don't believe our government is transparent enough. And this is my way of showing you that I believe in transparency. So this one is field operations. This is where we talk about getting in front of people in the state to try to get my name out there as a candidate for governor. And this one is going to be geared around the physical world and not just digital. We had a strategy meeting at 9 o'clock where we talked about some of the digital aspect and doing stuff online. This one is going to be our in-person field operations. So that's canvassing, so door-to-door stuff. If you know people, you can call them. If you would rather text, you can text people. We will be setting up time to show up at events. If you have events in your area, you are welcome to show up to those on behalf of the campaign, essentially. Just let people know that I'm running. Don't feel like you have to argue on my behalf. Just let them know I'm here, kind of what we believe in: better access and quality healthcare, better access and quality education for everybody, and then fixing the injustice system. And hopefully stopping as many people from unaliving, we're on TikTok, we gotta be careful, unaliving under the state's watch. Because that happens way too often. So let's jump into the first thing. We have a couple things coming up soon that we want to make sure people are aware of. So I think first we'll talk about the TikTokathon. So let's see if I can share that graphic here. And we should be able to do it in both places. All right, so we're going to unpin me so that shows up better there. Anita, do you have any, do you want to talk about the details on this, or is that something you don't have?
I don't know a ton about it. I can maybe find the chat and...
Oh, no, you're good. Nope, so that's fine. So we'll talk about it a little bit. We have a live stream on TikTok coming up on October 4th from 6 to 10. That is overlapping with one of our policy meetings, so show up on TikTok and come hang out with us. We are going to be raising funds. So this is literally a fundraising event. It's virtual because I know a lot of people can't always show up to the in-person events, which is okay. But we're going to have one online. We're going to do a couple of things. We're still working out some of the various aspects of what we're going to cover, but I do want to pull up what we talked about earlier. And one of those is going to be having like a would you rather section, or this or that. Talking about what type of things we prefer. So vanilla versus chocolate ice cream, things like that. Some fun events. We are going to try and do some interviews of people who are wanting to talk about the things that they want to see change in the state, and that way it's not just me talking about the things that I see, but actual residents of this state and the things that they want to see change. We're working on the details on how to stream those to TikTok as clips. I've been told you can. We're working on the details there from a tech standpoint. And let me pull up that one other thing that I can't off the top of my head remember what it was. Let's see if it'll pull up.
There was some talk about writing a rap for you to do.
Oh goodness, sure, that sounds great. Let's do that.
All right, Amanda, Taylor, you heard that, right?
I mean, I'll give it a shot. No guarantees. No guarantees. So the idea, though, the idea is we want to have a fun event people want to come hang out and watch and interact with and raise some funds at the same time. So the point is to raise some funds because that's the only way campaigns can continue to do things, especially in person. We're going to talk about something in a few minutes, and that takes funds as well. So that the only way to do this is to spend money. That's the way our system works right now. As much as I hate it, it's the way it works. So we are up against a much bigger campaign, but I believe in doing things through grassroots because it's an authentic interaction with people rather than just spending money to put ads out. I'd much rather interact with people on a one-to-one basis or in smaller groups rather than just broadcasting my face and saying vote for me because I have lots of money. I don't think that's a good reason to vote for somebody. So let's have a TikTokathon, come interact. It's going to be on TikTok, so if you have more than 1,000 followers and you want to jump on, we could probably pull that off. I'm speaking off the cuff at this point because my campaign manager is not here. She is busy and preoccupied. So I'm going to make up stuff and say, sure, jump on. Let's talk. Make sure it stays on topic. We're trying to be engaging and having some fun. So, all right. Let's see. Oh, so up next, after this, though, we actually, on the 8th, so a few days later, we are actually going to be, we've got an event. Not an event. What do we want to call this? Well, it's a thing we're trying to do. We're going to try and put out as many stickers as possible. So we have some of the major cities covered already. So Mobile in my area, we've got Birmingham, we've got Huntsville. I think we have Tuscaloosa. We're looking for somebody from Montgomery. So if you know anybody in Montgomery who wants to put out some stickers, let me switch the background here on TikTok so you know what I'm talking about. Essentially, we want to put out QR code stickers to a bunch of cities in places that we are allowed to put out stickers to get some attention on the campaign. So the idea, let me shrink this down so we can actually see it. Come on. Nope, it's not going to shrink down. Sorry. You get the idea. All right, so we're going to put out a bunch of stickers across the state in the various cities. If you're in a smaller town and you want us to send you some stickers, let us know. There is a form on our website. You go to the link in my bio, no matter what platform you're watching this on, there should be a link that says Help Canvas. Click on that and select the QR code option, or select all if you want to help us actually canvas and you want to help us with the helping out with a polling station, being a part of the campaign, not a poll worker necessarily. But we would love your help with any or all of those. But the idea is do this as a coordinated effort on one weekend, and that way over the course of the weekend, we have a bunch of these stickers going up across the state to get people's attention and let them know that there's somebody who's pissed about this, the way the state is being run as well, and is interested in making some drastic changes and get their attention. This QR code will go to the website. It goes to a page that is currently being fleshed out. It's got most of the details in it right now, but by October 8th, it'll be fully fleshed out with details about why I'm running, what we plan on doing, and ways to get involved. And that way we can have some attention 1 month out before the election. So the election's on November 8th. If you're not aware, get registered by October 24th. Alice brought up a really good point that evidently absentee ballot voting in person is something that's actually pretty easy to do. I don't have the details on those yet. I'm hoping to talk to Alice and get some more details so we can make some content about that, because I have not done absentee ballot voting, but I know that a lot of people need to or want to. So let's make sure that information gets out there for everybody to have. So the idea, though, is to have these stickers. We're going to mail them out, and you will be putting them up around your area in places that are okay for you to put stickers up. So wherever that ends up being, it could be places like businesses that you're familiar with who understand the state needs some change, and they're willing to let you put a 4-inch by 4-inch sticker up in their window. Pick places that are okay to put up stickers, and we would love to get the word out across the state on the weekend of October 8th. Yeah, so the stickers will be getting to you before that, so you can put them out on October 8th. So we do need to know if you want to help as soon as possible so that we can order enough and mail them out to you before the event. Southern Fried Fat, not on gas pumps. Correct. Not on a gas pump. Bad idea. Lighthouse, you are all over the entire Baldwin County every week. Please submit the form on the website and let us know that you want to help, and we'll make sure to get stickers to you. Since you're all over Baldwin County, we won't have to mail those to you because I'm in Baldwin County. So let's do this. I'd happily get you some stickers. All right. So that's the two things that are coming up quickly that we'll make sure we cover. Regarding the upcoming other upcoming events. So let's take a look at the calendar real quick, or I'm going to take a look at the calendar. I don't necessarily need to pull it up and show you all. Tomorrow, I'm waiting on some details. 2 events. They will both be virtual if I help out with them. One of them is in Birmingham. One of them is in, I believe, Tuscaloosa. We'll see if those happen. If they do, keep up on social media. One of them is a candidate forum happening at the Alabama, Florida football something. It's the AFFC. I don't remember the last word, but they have a tailgate party coming up, and they've created an event where candidates can get together and have a forum on Sunday. So it's actually tomorrow. I'm waiting to hear back on that. And there's another event that's in Birmingham, and it's an in-person event. I've got something going on earlier in the day, so I can't get up to Birmingham, but I'm hoping they'll have some way for me to interact virtually. Hopefully that'll happen. If you are in Baldwin County, I'm attempting to go to the Baldwin County Fair this evening. I think it starts at 5 today. At least that's what's on the calendar. I'm going to try and go to the fair today. If you're in the Baldwin County or in Robertsdale, I'm going to try and show up there. And then Monday, Break Every Chain Rally. Let's see, I think I have that background. Let me stop presenting this here. And on here, Break Every Chain is coming up on the 26th. And that is going to be in Montgomery at 301 Ripley Street. And that is downtown Montgomery. We are protesting. It's not my event, but we are protesting the conditions inside of Alabama's Department of Corrections and the way that they are treating humans inhumanely on a regular basis, to the point where the federal government has gotten involved and is suing our state. If you're not aware, please look that up because it is atrocious. You should know more, especially if you're in our state. If you're not, please understand that our state is spending your federal tax dollars, federal funds, on new prisons instead of fixing the conditions that we're talking about. So it still technically affects everybody, even if you're not in Alabama. So if you're seeing this later, we'd love your support at least. If you can't make it to Montgomery on Monday from 9 till 5 is the total event. 9 to 3 is the protest. From after that, we're going to have a candlelit vigil. It won't be dark yet, but we want to make sure we are remembering those who have not survived the system. So that'll be later in the afternoon. I will be speaking at the event. I will not be the only speaker. It is not my event, but I am there showing my support because I understand how bad the state is treating people currently. So that's happening on the 26th from 9 until 5 in Montgomery, 301 Ripley Street. So do that. Tuesday, obviously, we have our normal policy meeting, so we'll be there. I have an event. I have a meeting scheduled for the 29th, and it's listed as a public live stream. I'm not sure that was intentional because I think it's an interview, but I will double check, and we will see. We will see if you can see me on the 29th at 8 a.m. So early meeting on the 29th. And let's see what else we've got. On Saturday, we have our normal meetings. So that's our campaign meeting at 9, field operations at 10. If you're in Huntsville, show up to the Low Mill Arts and Entertainment Outdoor Market. Show up. I won't be there on Saturday, but you can show up and talk to people about the campaign and let them know about me. And then if you're in the Mobile area, there's a Dolphin Street Beer Festival on Saturday from 6 to 9 is what it's looking like at 251 Dolphin Street. So at Loda Beer Garden, most likely is where that's starting, if I had to guess. I will attempt to be there since I'm in the area. I'll try to be there. And then just in case the next Sunday, I don't see anything on the schedule. So, and then after that's a TikTok-a-thon and everything else. So we'll do that. There is something called the Whistle Stop Festival, which is up in Irondale. So that one, I don't have any specific details, but if you look up the Whistle Stop Festival, go check that out. That is an event up in Irondale. Make sure to spread the word and let people know that I'm running. So field operations, again, if you want to help with our person-to-person, in-person interactions, there is a help canvas button on the website, link in bio, and that will just ask you some bare essential questions. It's not as long as our volunteer form, but it is a way of us just making sure we know who's helping and where they're at so we can partner people together, especially if you're going to be doing in-person events. We don't want you going somewhere alone. If you're going to canvas, we don't want you going house to house by yourself. We want you to have at least another person with you, to take notes, but make sure everybody's safe. We're going to have the buddy system, so to speak. And if you're going to be doing events, same thing. Don't want you doing a big event by yourself. Please show up with somebody else who can be there and make sure you're safe. Then the sticker piece, please let us know if you want to help out distributing stickers on October 8th. We would love your help for that. And then if you want to volunteer more than just in-person events and showing up and canvassing, there is a volunteer form. That is depending on what you want to do. So it could be helping with fundraising. It could be helping with finance reports. It could be helping with social media. It could be helping with design stuff. It could be helping with events. If you want to help with any of that stuff, there's a volunteer form. Please fill that out. It is a little bit longer, and that is intentional. I want to make sure that anybody who fills it out is intending to help out and wants to actually contribute on a consistent basis. If you can't help out all the time, it's fine. Show up to meetings. We'd love to have you here on these meetings on Saturdays and on Tuesdays or any other live event. that we or live stream that we put out, please show up in the comments and interact. If you hear of an event that we'll be at, show up. If you see me, say hi. I'd love to shake your hand and say hey. Love meeting the residents of the state and people that want to see the change that I want to see in the state as well. Yeah. Georgia, thank you for covering that question. So there's a question about why people wouldn't be safe. That's because you're dealing with other people who may not respect your ability and to walk around and say hey to people. So always want to make sure you're safe. That is a precautionary measure. All right. Let's see. Trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. So we don't have a lot going on to talk about currently. Oh, no, there's HorrorCon also. That's over in West Mobile. So that's actually today and tomorrow. If you're in West Mobile, there is an event at Gamers and Geeks called HorrorCon. It's a free event. You can show up. They have a bunch of stuff for people to do. I am going to try and show up later today. So I've got a couple things to do after this meeting, and then the Baldwin County Fair. It actually starts at 2. I take that back. So my notes said 5, but it actually starts at 2. So that's Robertsdale. HorrorCon's over in West Mobile. If you can make either of those, I will try to be there. County Fair will be later in the day. HorrorCon I'm going to try and go to earlier in the day. And we would love to see you in person. Anita, John, you got anything?
I think you covered everything.
Okay, cool. So I'm okay with ending the meeting early. Not a big deal here. I'm going to stay on TikTok for a few minutes because we're actually having some engagement, having some fun, but it's not going to be field operations related at this point. So I may just change the background and hang out for a bit. And I need to ping somebody on the team because we're supposed to meet about YouTube. So anyway, field operations. I think we're done. It's a quick one and done early meeting. And Amanda, thank you for your help. I appreciate it. That is actually a good point. Let's bring up donations. Anytime we want to talk about travel, field operations, if I'm traveling, the campaign reimbursement was different than I originally thought. So I have to pay myself mileage rather than paying for the gas directly. So travel has become exponentially more expensive. As a point of reference, in mileage alone, a trip to Huntsville will cost $500 in reimbursements. So if I'm going to go to Huntsville, it's going to cost a lot more than originally anticipated from our original calculations based on paying for the gas directly. So that being said, the plan is October, what was the date? October 22nd, I believe. Nope. Yes, October 22nd. The University of Alabama and I think Mississippi event. There's a game happening and there's some tailgating. We're planning on going to that, pending funding. So if you want to see me in Tuscaloosa at the tailgate with some of the team, we would love to show up, and I'd love to shake your hand, love to share some tailgating food, and we'd love to hang out and talk about things that you want to see change in the state and just get to know people better, because that's kind of the point here. Like I can't accurately and efficiently make sure our state is handling things correctly without knowing how it's already impacting people. So I'd love to see you there. If you can see me, that'd be great. If you can help support the trip, please donate to the campaign. Link in bio for all of that. And there's a way to donate. You can do it multiple different ways. We'd love your help. So everybody else, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, we'll see you on Tuesday at 7 p.m. TikTok, I'm going to hang out with you guys for a bit. If anybody's watching on the other platforms and wants to join us on TikTok,